Hello, hi, thank you for watching this video. And sorry about the microphone quality, I'm a bit far away from the mic. But that's because of him, Panda. He decided to take a nap at the start of this video and you know the rules, we cannot deny the great King Panda. It's been a while since I uploaded the video. That's because of a few reasons. Life, sometimes things just get busy. On a personal level, work, you know the drill. We've all got our things. And the second reason is that I just didn't make enough progress to dedicate a whole video to. So I have now. So I've got quite a few cool things to show you. For those who haven't seen my latest 2 or 3 uploads, my game has already been through quite some changes. This is the version from a couple of months ago. It's the 3D to the hybrid. So you have those low poly models combined with pixel art. Looks great, but it always bothered me a bit how it's not really a consistent style. This is a subjective thing. Some prefer this style, some prefer the newer style that I showed you guys. It becomes even more apparent in this scene. You have the character and the birdos, the textures that are somewhat pixel art. But apart from that, many other objects are fully 3D. Again, looks gorgeous, but I decided to change it. Not because of the aesthetic reason to have a more consistent style. He doesn't like it when I do devlogs. Where was I? Yeah, it wasn't just the inconsistency of the art style that made me change the art style. It was also because of gameplay reasons. I really want to have multiplayer in my game. I want to have multiple characters at the same time running around the level. And I just feel like after doing some tests and doing some research that a more flat approach, the orthogonal or orthographic camera, I'm not sure if I pronounced it correctly, but the camera without depth just works better with multiple players on screen. And by doing so, we lose the natural 3D parallax effect, the way everything just moves smoothly in a 3D world. But in return, and that's a subjective thing, we get a nicer, consistent style, a more pixelated style overall. And also, we get a game that plays a bit better in multiplayer. So in the last 2 uploads, I believe, I showcased the prologue scene, the intro scene, to also test out if this art style that I envisioned worked. I'm very happy with it. It looks consistent. It's all pixelated. We still benefit from 3D. For example, if I just skip through the intro real quick, whenever the meteor, the volcanic bomb goes through the roof, you can see the leather fall down. There are like particle effects that are based on 3D meshes. So it's like this perfect blend between 2D and 3D. And there we go. So the introduction prologue scene just confirmed that this style works, or at least I am super happy with it. And after that, you wake up in your room. And then there was the next challenge, how I want to go about the terrain. In the older build of my game, I made those meshes that I can use in a grid system. It will look very old school, very retro. It will also look very blocky. And it also didn't really sit well with me because it doesn't give me the freedom it gives me whenever I get to make my own more natural looking environment. So I also ditched those blocks. I went about the same approach as I did with the island itself that you see in the title screen. And while this is not final, I do like that we get some freedom in the way things are shaped. So I made a new platform, which is basically this low poly piece of terrain. This is not final, this is just a quick test, but I've added this to the newest version of the build. Geez, this is a long intro for some progress. I always do this retrospective thing. I go through all the previous devlogs for a reason. Maybe I shouldn't do that. If I keep doing that, like in 1 year or so, every devlog will have a duration of an hour, probably. But yeah, let me just go to whatever we've got right now in the latest version of my game. And here you go. Sorry, Panda. Yeah, we've got a more organic type of environment, and it's super cool because whenever we rotate the island part, you can just see in real time how it changes and how much freedom it gives me. I can do all sorts of cool stuff with it, and I don't have to draw the environment. And because of the outline effect, it kind of looks hand-drawn. So overall, I'm pretty happy with it. And as you can see, some of the environmental objects, such as the mailbox and the fishing rod and the floaty, they look way more hand-drawn now. It isn't perfect. I have to still tweak them a bit, but now I can benefit from 3D, benefit from hand-drawn sprites. Yeah, I'm super happy with this art style. It's obviously subjective. Some might prefer the older version of the game, but I do think that this art style respects my limitations and my skills set way better. With this art style, I can achieve a consistent look and feel without having to hand draw every single level. That's not something I can do. I'm not very talented with pixel art like this little fella. I love his animations, but that's truly because I can focus on the characters and just the characters, and I don't have to pixel art every other single element in the game. That would cost me years and years of work. So now I can just hyper focus on the characters and make every animation as good as possible. In a way, I'm very conscious about picking my battles. I get to over focus on the animations of the characters, and some of the artwork for the level design and the buildings. They will just be 3D, and I'm completely fine with them not looking as perfect as the characters, but at least consistent enough, like they belong in the same world. And the biggest plus is probably the production time from now on. I just get to make levels way faster. Creating low poly terrain isn't that hard compared to pixel art, and therefore it's somewhat doable for me to create, the game that I at least want to finish during my lifetime. Almost done. Then we go for a walk. The overall look and feel is also different because I added this darker lighting to this level. It's more red. The water isn't blue anymore, but that won't be the case for every level, obviously. That's just because of the first level is set during the break of dawn. The sun is just rising. I think I made some tests on Discord. Yeah, here you can see different tests that I did early on. Many levels further in the game will be very bright and the water will be blue. Some will have a slight sunrise, and some will have way more yellow. Oh yeah, I also created the player 2. Whenever you do multiplayer, you can play with this guy, your mentor. It's your trainer as well. Like, he taught you martial arts. He won't be just this random guy who only pops up in multiplayer. Whenever you play single player, this fella will have the same overall story arc. The only difference is that he will be controlled automatically and will also fight with you side by side every now and then. In multiplayer, he can be controlled by a second player. He will be a little bit slower, but he will have a little bit more range because of his stick. I also completed the idea and the overall concept of the first part of the first level. Each level will have 3 parts, part 1, part 2, and a boss. They will all have the same look and feel in terms of the terrain and the overall vibe. But that's not all. I've also went about the camera. How can I have those screen steps, the way the camera moves to the next part of the level? How can I make the camera go static? And how can I control the camera by going through certain hitboxes? Without going into too much details, I've got those hitboxes, those area 3D objects, and they consist of a left side or right side, or whenever I change the orientation, they will become top and bottom. And whenever you hit a certain area, the object will control the camera. I can control the camera, and I can do things like make the camera go static, or go and do an animation to the next screen, or set it to a dead zone mode, so it follows the character, but only when it's in like a specific part of the camera. And this gives me full control. So for example, whenever I hit the little bridge here, it goes to the next screen, and now it's just static, and now it will drag and follow the character. See? And whenever we want, we can also make it stop, and then we can make it go to a different screen. So yeah, complete freedom. And the majority of the level will have those retro screen-by-screen animations. It just plays better, especially in multiplayer. But there will be certain parts where the camera follows player one whenever there's something cool going on in the environment, or whenever you need to run from something that is chasing you, fire, lava, or whatever I come up with later on. I can apply actions to these sides, so I can say whenever you hit the left action, make a screen step to the right. And whenever you hit the right area, the purple one, I can make it go to dead zone or make the camera go static. It won't go static instantly. There's a slight delay or deceleration, so everything just looks smooth. And if I enable the collisions, you can see the left part of the area 3D node. Whenever you hit it, it goes to the screen animation. If I hit the purple one, it will do the same thing, just the other direction. Here the dead zone will get activated, so now the camera will follow the character, but only when I'm at a certain part of the camera, so right about here. See? And now whenever I hit the left part, it will go static, it will slow down, and now it's static again. And now if I hit this one, it goes to, you know, the next screen with the more retro type of transition. It's awesome. I really love it. I will also make it so that whenever there are many enemies here, you won't get to transition to the next part of the level. You first need to kill all the existing enemies first. So it will also be a very useful gameplay mechanic. You know, kill all the foes, kill all the evil, and only then you get to proceed. Last but not least, there were many sprite art mistakes in the character, the way there were like double pixels, things just looked very rough. So I did a complete revamp of a set of animations. So the idle animation looks way better now. The jump animation looks way better now. There's like a way better landing animation. Whenever you land, you feel like he's responding to gravity. The same goes for skidding. So the moment you run and you stop running, you have this little moment of deceleration. And oh yeah, I added a walk animation. Now you really have to either double tap run to run, or press shift. Also, whenever you are inside of the little house, you are not allowed to run at all. So also I decorated this room as well. I don't think you've seen this too. This is Aiden's room. It's slightly different from his old folks' room with the whenever the accident happened. There are different notes and drawings on the wall because he's still searching for his father. And yeah, it looks all cozy. A friend of mine urges me to remove the flower on the fireplace because he says that the flower will die super fast when it's positioned like that. So I will replace the flowers to the top shelf, and I will add a picture on the fireplace probably. Alrighty, that's it. Lots of progress. Next time I will hopefully show you the first version of the first level. You know, we will walk from the start to the finish. Some prototype things will happen in the background, like stones emerging from the water. There will be like a whale swimming in the background. You can experience how long it takes to go from start to end, and you know, it will slowly but steady turn into a real game. Super excited. There's also something else that I'm most excited about, and that's because a good friend of mine is creating music for my game, and it's just amazing. It's super cool. We are still cooking. Let us cook for a bit because I don't want to show you the half-assed version just yet. But whenever we've got it implemented in the game and it also interacts with the game, I'm gonna make a lovely devlog about it. I'm hoping to create some tutorials as well because I haven't been uploading tutorials. Therefore, we are not gaining as many subscribers and views as we are used to. But I think that's a healthy sacrifice. I do want to complete this game, like I said, during this lifetime. But I'm trying to find some time to get at least a few tutorials out. So let me know in the comments below if there's something specific you want to learn. Then I will, I will consider it. Thank you for watching this video, and I see you guys around. All right, bye-bye.